I've been walking around and talking to each of you and learning a bit about what brings you here today. A lot of you have got a lot of questions, which is awesome, because we've got a couple of great speakers to answer them for you. No pressure, Richard or Erica. So, our very first topic for the first Shopify meetup ever is what Shopify is and why it matters, which I think is probably a good place to start. Everyone here's got varying levels of knowledge with Shopify. I've spoken to some people who've heard about it, but don't really know what it is, and others who are developing in it and trying to get into the market here. So the goal of today is to kind of unpack that a bit and give you guys a bit of insight around how it all works and how you guys can maximize, get the most from it. So that's our topic. Has anyone ever been to a Shopify meetup before? No? No? Awesome. All right. Some good stats for you then. So Shopify is currently powering about 600,000 businesses worldwide. So there are 600,000 Shopify stores around the world. There are currently 59, and I think we'll be the 60th, lucky number 60, city in the world who hosts a Shopify meetup. So it's pretty cool. And on average, they say there's about 1,000 plus people in the world who've been to a Shopify event. I think it's much bigger than that now. The world record was broken in Brisbane last year sometime for about 320 people at a single event, which is massive. So I think those numbers are basically climbing, and that's what we can see there, 3,000 plus attendees. So we can see those numbers climbing every year, which is pretty exciting. So the things that we're going to go through today, we're all here now, everyone has arrived. Good job, that's the 2 p.m. part. At 2:30 p.m, we're a bit late for this one, but we're going to have some speakers explain to us what Shopify is and why that all matters. And as part of that, we were going to have someone from the retail space talk about their experience with Shopify. Unfortunately, that person hasn't been able to make it today. But we do have someone with a great degree of experience in marketing, Erica, who will take us through the perspective from a marketer. And then our last person we'll have is Richard, who's hiding in the corner over there. And he's a Shopify developer. So he'll be taking us through the key differences between Shopify and some other platforms developers may have coded in before. Is anyone, if you're a developer, put up your hand. Cool, so we've got quite a few. So if you're on another language at the moment, this is kind of the perfect meetup for you, because what Richard will be doing is actually giving you a couple of code samples and just showing you a couple of comparisons between things like PHP and other platforms you might be familiar with. At 3 o'clock, we'll do a bit of panel discussion, so we've got a few questions, but we also really, really want you guys to ask those questions from the audience. So any of your most difficult burning questions, jump up and ask them. And then at 3:30, we'll hopefully finishing everything up, grab some more pizza on the way out, and then we're currently trying to get a booking at Cucina Peruvia, which is just in Podium, across behind us basically. So that from there we'll have some beers and some more snacks and that kind of stuff there. So and with that in mind, who's wanting to join us for that? Can we get a show of hands just so we know how many to book for? Got one. Okay, 2, 3. So Danny's currently over there, she's counting. So if you do plan to come along, put your hand up high so that she can actually see. So we've got, and I'm definitely going. It's free beer, by the way. So, or a beverage if you're choosing. So I can see about 15. Yeah. 15 or 20. Maybe go 20. Cool. Awesome. Cool, and then that's it. At 4 o'clock we'll be hopefully over there having some more drinks and chats. Alright, so Mike was meant to join us. Unfortunately he hasn't been able to make it, so we won't be able to go through his bit. But our very first, which is actually our second speaker, is someone with a great deal of experience in marketing. She works for a digital marketing agency. It's a global agency, not as big as Ogilvy, unfortunately, but we've got an office in Brisbane, there's one in London, and one in Manila as well. So Erica heads up the team in Manila, working with clients in Singapore, Hong Kong, that kind of stuff. And the company she works for is called Reload Media. And Reload Media actually runs the Shopify meetup in Brisbane. So she has a lot of experience in kind of working with Shopify clients and Shopify stores and that kind of stuff. So she'll be bravely taking on the challenge of talking to us about the marketer's perspective of Shopify and what it is and why it matters. So a round of applause for Erica to welcome her to the stage.
That was a very lovely introduction. Thank you, Brendan. So as you have all just heard literally a minute ago, my name is Erica Magbanua, and I am the Digital Marketing Team Leader for Asia at Reload Media. So today I want to talk through about digital marketing with Shopify. So there are 3 things that I want to cover today. The first one would be marketing with Shopify. So where and how to start, and how the platform naturally supports the buying journey that the customers go through. And then the second one would be the platform's pros and cons. So the strengths and limitations from marketing's perspective anyway. And if you own a business, top reasons why it might or might not be the best for your business. And then the third one would be my favorite. So this is my top 4 tips on how to maximize and best market your Shopify store. So, but before I start with all of that, I would like to quickly introduce you to the Reload Media team, just so you know that I'm not making this all up and I actually work for a global marketing agency with offices in London, Brisbane, and Manila. So we are a digital marketing agency basically specializing in all forms of digital marketing. So we do like digital marketing from strategy to tactics to execution, from SEO, content marketing, e-commerce marketing, and all those sorts of things. So I won't bore you with the details of what we do, so without further ado, I'll start with the first step. So I've mentioned back to my original point, where to start and how Shopify supports your customer journey. So the first thing, like in marketing, is that before, like, whatever platform you're using, it is important to always start with mapping the customer journey. So what is this all about? So there are 6 stages that the customers typically go through. The first would always be the need for the awareness phase. So this one would be the need for recognition or trigger. This is where you start thinking what triggers occur within the customers for them to start thinking about my products. So say for example, you are selling mattress. You won't necessarily expect your customers to wake up one day thinking, oh, I need a mattress. There would be triggers occurring within the customer journey there. So is it because they wake up with a back pain today? So like those things are the key things to take note of when thinking of like the awareness phase journey of your customers. And the next one would be from the awareness phase, they would go to the research or consideration phase. So how does that person go from like having to know that they have a problem with their back because of their mattress to like the research phase, or like understanding what are the options out there, what are the actual solutions that can I can learn online and things like that. And then the other thing is that ideally when a customer learns about the problem and then they started researching, the next ideal thing is for them to land on their website. So once they land on their website, how is the interaction? Is it like, do they feel like they are actually in store? Like walking in the store and having someone come to you and talk about like this product. Is it like does your website or does your platform offer the same kind of feels to your customers? So that is what the interaction is all about. And then the sale. Of course, how does the sale unfold? And what is your process for winning a sale? And then it doesn't actually stop there. Okay, great, we have a sale now, we've got a revenue and things like that. But what happens after that is that there would other things that would come after that, like the service and delivery. So how are the people tracking the orders? How are you making sure that these people are confident to order from you because you are actually providing them the real information that they need to feel confident about your product? Especially in a country like Philippines, we are not very used to personally I would rather go to the store and have and try the mattress myself before actually purchasing. But the goal is to actually have them give them that confidence that they can actually still purchase online and get the same experience. And then the last would be loyalty and advocacy, and how this is all about the satisfaction. Like what are we doing to actually get them to buy again, basically. So this is like this. These are the 6 stages of the customer journey, and the first step to always go with a marketing plan is to always start mapping the customer journey, I would say. So the next question is, how does this all fit into the Shopify platform? So, and the Shopify platform actually supports each phase of the customer journey, as you can see there. So this icons on the right here are actually the Shopify technologies that you can integrate with your platform, and basically these help with each as customers go down further the customer funnel. There are like technologies that the Shopify platform would have for that. For example, awareness base. You could actually connect your Shopify channel, your Shopify store to different channels like Google My Business, Facebook, Instagram. And as they go down to the research and consideration phase, there are like SEO manager, size matters, and help center technologies. Like I could go like with the details of this, but that would take too much time. And basically what this is all saying is that Shopify could actually provide that level of knowledge, or could actually support how customers typically go through their buying journey using these technologies here, if that makes sense. And then, so the next thing is, Shopify is so good because it basically is a platform that sells, if that makes sense. I mean, in a marketing perspective, it's good because it allows customers to put up their business out there, to sell their products without having to know all the technical side of things, which is perfect for marketers and for businesses that want to start their e-commerce journey. So Shopify is typically used by those who just want to get on with the business of selling because it's what it's what Shopify is. So that kind of makes sense. So rather than spend hours on IT and configuration and things like that, Shopify can actually let people do it like in a very simple way. Yeah, so I thought of like just giving the pros and cons of Shopify, but I thought as well that it wouldn't really give justice to the platform because there are things that Shopify can't exactly do, but the Shopify Plus can do. So I just put the two together there. So some of the things that Shopify really does well would be, it's typically the cheapest option. Like you could range from around, I think, $13, which is like only 700 pesos per month, which is very cheap, to have like a fully hosted solution for your business. And then it's easier to get e-commerce off the ground, just like what I'm saying. It's like its main goal is to have products be sold. And security is the platform's responsibility. This is good because unlike any other platforms, Shopify, as a fully hosted solution, actually is very responsible for the security of the website. So you don't really have to think about if the users actually like transact in my platform or on my website. Like would there be like security issues? Something that Shopify does well is that they are very responsible for that bit there. And then it's easy to upgrade or switch at a later time. So it's not like if you start like a small business and then you become bigger and bigger and you needed like something bigger than a basic Shopify plan, it's very easy to upgrade. And the platform, it's literally one click away. It's like you just have to tick the box and you're upgraded kind of thing. Another thing, there are lots of developers working for the Shopify platform, and there wouldn't really be much support in IT anyway. But like it's good to work with developers, and it's also good to like work on it on your own. Like the simplest things like updating product descriptions and stuff like that can also be done very easily, like by literally anyone. So cons. So why do you think Shopify might not be good for you? Mainly because it is reliant on the platform. But it's like any other fully hosted solution really. Like having a fully hosted solution makes anyone literally reliant on the platform. Which means that if the platform shuts down, like the site could be gone to a point, which is like a con for something like Shopify. And the support can be limited depending on subscription level. And to add with that, the key thing to take in mind is that Shopify is an e-commerce solution. So unlike a WordPress, which is a content management system, the content side of things, like adding the content materials on your site, could be limited. Because again, the main goal of this platform is to sell, to have that e-commerce business going on. Alright, so there are things that actually can't be done by the Shopify, but if you want to do it like the enterprise level solution, like a classic example could be like a business that goes internationally, which has like different brands and have like different stocks from different countries. Like the enterprise solution could be good for that. So typically used by retailers with their own point of sale system as well, because you can actually integrate this system to the Shopify Plus platform. So pros would be huge amount of functionality. So there are things that you can actually do with the basic Shopify, but with the Shopify Plus, like the amount of functionality would be better. It's reliable and used by major and like really huge retail brands in the world. As I've just said, it integrates with your point of sale system. And security is the platform's responsibility, just like in Shopify. This goes through all the Shopify platforms in the world, and it's good for a long-term choice. So some of the cons would be it would be very expensive, and it would still have limited functionalities. Integrations that can be, I mean, it's limited and it can be overcome, but there would be you would need like a developer who actually knows the language, which I think Richard could talk to about later after me. And for Shopify Plus, like web developers can be hard to find and expensive, it's time consuming and to get up and running. But the key thing I want you guys to take out here is that Shopify is good for selling. It's good to put out your products there, have that add to cart functionality ready, and like integrate the other things that actually could matter to your business. So that's the pros and cons. So I would say if you're a small business and you just want to start selling, you just want to start adding your products online, having people go through the product descriptions, like the basic journey of having to sell something, the Shopify Basic would be good. But if you want something like that other platforms can do better, like the content management, like you want other functionalities that are outside blog, because Shopify has blogs. You can do blogs, but like if you want other things that are more focused on content, Shopify might not be best for you. But if your priority, it's always about what you need as a business. But if your priority is actually to put your products out there, to go off with your e-commerce journey, Shopify would be really good. And then the last beat of my talk today would be my top 4 tips for maximizing and best marketing your Shopify store. So, the first one would be is to always connect to the right channels. So if you are doing, or if you have a Shopify store, my main recommendation would be maximize all the integrations that you could possibly find useful for your site. So a classic example would be connecting that with your Google My Business, Facebook, Instagram, and and then other channels as well as the Google Search Console and stuff like that. So as customers move down to further channel, try to look for other options that can actually help you maximize what you can do for the platform. And then another thing is to beat the in-store experience. There are instances when we can't really beat the in-store experience, but we can replicate and learn from it. What I mean from this is what I was talking about earlier. When someone comes in your store and there would be a salesperson coming to them explaining what the product is, like try to think of how the experience is if the people actually land on the site. What happens? What happens if they land on your website? Like would there be like live chat options available for them if they have any questions? Would there be would they actually be provided with the right information, the price, the pricing guide, the product guides, and all those sorts of things? So think about all those things. think about why a person going in store might want to purchase the product.